Found on several Indonesian islands, Komodo dragons dominate their habitat and grow to lengths of up to 10 feet, running swiftly enough that deer and wild boar serve as its primary live prey. So we have a couple different idioms at war in this question. We have, X enough to Y, and then we have so X that Y. And in both cases, X will be an adjective, and in both cases, Y will be a result. So we just have to make sure we get it straight, whichever one we choose. We also notice that there's a difference between Komodo dragons dominate and the Komodo dragon dominates. Either one is actually correct. That's kind of a false choice. When you refer to a species in general, you can refer to all of the creatures that make up that species, Komodo dragons, or refer to it in the singular, the Komodo dragon, as in the species. So that's not a means for us to differentiate. There are also parallelism issues here, that they dominate their habitat, or it dominates its habitat. And then the question is grow. Do they dominate and grow? And then we have that they are running swiftly enough. Or what perhaps makes more sense is the two verbs grow and run are a subset of how they dominate their habitat. So in terms of parallelism, we want the first one to stand on its own and the second two to be parallel, as opposed to having dominate and grow in the same verb tense. So we need something like they dominate and and then grow and run, or growing and running. So this first one, number one, choice A would need to have the X enough to Y, and not X enough that Y. So let's get rid of that. Choice B has with such swift running that's terrible. Nobody would say that. Again, choice C has they run swiftly enough that. We would want it to be swiftly enough to. That gets us down to D and E. We have dominates its habitat growing and running, or dominates its habitat grows to and then it runs. The problem with choice E is that we don't need to reintroduce a subject. We don't have to reintroduce an independent clause. And so that makes the sentence more wordy, and choice D maintains the parallelism that we were after, namely that growing and running are both subsets of how the Komodo dragon dominates its habitat. It gets really big and it runs really fast.